And welcome to the WMAR Vault. I'm Jamie Costello. Here at WMAR, we're celebrating 75 years on the air. We were the first TV station in Maryland, and now we're setting our sights on the future and streaming. And to that end, we thought it would be great to open up the WMAR Vault and dust off its 16 million feet of archive footage. You know, back in the 80s and 90s, our sports department could not be touched. Jack Dawson, John Saunders, Scott Garceau, Keith Mills. We were the Oriole station. We were the first to broadcast local lacrosse on TV, and we always showed a strong emphasis on the high schools and our young local athletes. So this week, we look back on some of the more memorable moments and players that you have watched over the years right here on WMAR.
Dunbar's on top of the mountain by itself when it comes to high school basketball.
And a quick glance around the Dunbar gym, and you know just what Dante Bright's talking about. 19 MSA titles, 3 national championships, and now #1 in the entire USA.
Being number one in the country, you come out taking a challenge, every day, every game we out there, so we just got to get 100% every time we out on the court.
It is special, and we certainly appreciate that people think that much of us. And I think if we play our game and continue to play well, I think that it will be a right #1.
And on the court, Pete Pompey's Poets are a slamming, jamming machine. Tuesday's 116-55 pasting in Mount St. Joe was Dunbar's 25th straight win.
Well, we try to put on a show like wherever we go.
Michael Lloyd and friends will take their show to Honolulu, Myrtle Beach, and Erie, Pennsylvania, before returning home to defend the A-Conference crown.
When we come back in our league, it's going to be dogfights. Southern and Walbrook and Lake Clifton, and those teams are very, very good.
But maybe not good enough to beat Dunbar. Keith Mills for Channel 2 News.
Starting guard for the Washington Bullets, former Dunbar grad David Wingate.
It was a special homecoming today for David Wingate, Dunbar class of '82. The Poets Gym, a place for so many special memories.
Well, just bring back memories of how we used to dominate the MSA as far as sports concerned, and also the great memories of the people that I played with and the coaching staff that was here. And also, the old faculty that I came in contact with as far as going to Dunbar.
Wingate returned to Dunbar to donate 72 pairs of K-Swiss sneakers to the Poets. He also challenged the students to stay in school through an essay contest. He was joined by teammate Larry Stewart of Coppin State, GM John Nash, and head coach Wes Unseld.
This is David's idea, and that's the best thing about it. It's not something the public relations department put together for him. It's just something he wanted to do, and all of us are here to just say, yeah, it's a good idea, David. It's a good thing to do, and we want to support you in it.
What does it mean to you, the fact that these guys come back and put something back in the community?
It's a great feeling to know that they still know about Dunbar, and they come back to the community and speak to us about what's wrong and what's right.
To stay in school and do the right thing as far as getting to a goal that you want to achieve, and the main thing is to stay in school, and education will basically take you there.
From Dunbar, Keith Mills, Channel 2 News. He was the general, the spark plug, the catalyst. Dunbar was loaded with high school All-Americans in '82 and '83, but Muggsy ran the show. One of the most exciting players to ever play high school basketball in Baltimore.
Once you have a guy who can really do that, I think other guys really respond to that. And that's the type of talent we had. We had so much talent where we could have got distracted at any moment. But we had a good coach and a good guys, bunch of guys around us, and we just wanted to just play our best every night we stepped on the basketball court.
Hey, big fella.
Bob Wade was the coach of the Poets then. He was there last night to welcome back both Muggsy and another former Poet, David Wingate.
Anytime you can, come back, these kids can come back and play in front of their hometown, and it just electrifies me and the citizens of Baltimore. They mean so much to us.
And it was Muggsy who the fans came to see. He's still the smallest player in the league, but still fun to watch. Muggsy scored 12 points, had 7 assists, and played as tough as ever. He also had a message for the Dunbar Poets of today, a team like the '83 team that's ranked #1 in the country.
We just want to hope that those guys realize that the things that they're going through right now and enjoy it, just keep believing in one another and don't get too big-headed with the publicity that they're receiving, because it can all end at any moment.
I seen all them play when I was little, and that's the place I always wanted to go, and it was like a dream come true when I finally got accepted at Dunbar. Looking at Wingate, Reggie Williams, and all like Muggs, all the rest of the guys that played for Dunbar.
We was coming up, we didn't have anybody we can look forward to. I mean, look ahead and say, well, you know, guys made the NBA. We had, of course, we had the great players such as the Skip Wise, the Duke Richardson, the Wayne Woods, the Kevin Bush, those guys like that. But they never took it to the next level, and we was fortunate enough for ourselves to take it to the next level. So it gives them a little hope and let them know that a lot of talent coming out of Baltimore can be successful.
Bob Wade certainly remembers how tough it is to play Duke. He joins us now along with current Dunbar head coach Pete Pompey. Gentlemen, thanks for coming away from the football games to spend some time with us today. Let's talk first of all Dunbar today, and no rest for the weary, Pete Pompey. You guys have been traveling all over the globe. Good things have been happening. You've got to be real happy with the way your basketball team has performed so far.
Yeah, Bob started this stuff, man. But you're right. I mean, it's no rest for the weary. If you're gonna go and find out how good you are, you're gonna go play against the best, and that's what's been the policy of Dunbar. And it's not any different now. Every day you look up, somebody's coming after you. You got to be ready to play.
You mentioned that Bob started something good. Well, he picked up, I guess, for Sugar Cane when Sugar started something good. But you did the same thing that Pete's doing now. You took your team nationally to play some of the best teams in the country. What does that do not only for the team, but for the city?
It does a lot for the city. And as you said earlier, my hat's off to Coach Bill Kane that did a super job for 33 years at Dunbar High School. But what it does for the city, as far as I'm concerned, Dunbar High School basketball program is, they're considered ambassadors of the city. And year in, year out, you know, we go out and we play outstanding competition. And not only that, we allow the youngsters to interact with other cultures, other cities, and the kids. And I think it's great for the youngsters to do that.
Okay, we're going to take a look at this year's Dunbar team in action. Bob, having seen them, having coached one of the best high school teams ever in the early 80s, how good is this team?
Well, you know, I've seen Coach Pompey's team play several times. They do a wonderful job of getting the ball out. They have outstanding athletes. They can leap, they can shoot, and the good thing about it, you cannot concentrate on one individual. Any night, Coach Pompey can consider or can look to one youngster to give him 20 points. I mean, all three of those youngsters can give you 20. But it's just a fantastic team. They're very athletic, and as you see here, they can do it all.
Obviously, we're talking about the big three: Michael Lloyd, Dante Bright, Kevin Booth, or Keith Booth. But obviously, it's a team effort. Diego Jones playing well for you, Paul Banks. You've got to be happy the way the other kids have really responded.
Yeah, we're very happy in terms of the way those other kids have responded. There's no question about what Michael and Dante and Keith can do. But Paul Banks and Cyrus Jones has stepped up to start for us and really give us that fourth and fifth guy that's really carrying us a load. And then got a couple of young kids coming off the bench that's really helping us, and that's Alexander Mobley and Michael Cooper. So you know, we got 7 guys, and we probably can go a couple more deep if we have to. But that's the kind of thing, you know, on the grind that we play, and the schedule you play, and the number of games that we're playing. You've got to have somebody up off of that bench. As Coach well knows, you got to have somebody come off of that bench to answer the call for you.
Muggsy Bogues said last week that he wants to play you guys after the season, after the NBA season. He wants to get Reggie Williams, Reggie Lewis, and now I'm not going to ask you to compare the teams, but I am going to ask you to, if you could, to talk about what each team has meant to basketball in this area. And I know you won't compare the teams, or will you?
I don't think it's fair to compare the teams, because what my youngsters accomplished while they were at Dunbar High School is completely different than Coach Pompey's team. You know, we had some outstanding athletes. They could shoot, they could run, but given the time and the era, I think those teams that I coached, they did a remarkable job to represent the city of Baltimore.
And vice versa, Coach, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, that team he's talking about, first awesome basketball I've seen. You know, and it was just some great ball clubs that Bob had, and of course, always going back to Sugar Cane. It's just that it's going to be difficult for us to make comparisons, because where those kids have gone and where they are now, our kids have got to get there.
Okay, quickly, we're going to take a look at a big tournament coming up here in a couple of weeks, the Charm City Classic at Towson. Let's take a look at the graphics. Friday, January 17th, TC and St. Francis at 5, Dunbar, St. Raymond's, Southern St. Anthony's. The next night, Saturday, the teams flip-flop, and you add Walbrook to the party. Now, this is a huge tournament. Pete, Bob, just how big is this thing coming up?
I'll let you. I'll let the current coach answer that one.
I'm looking at the graphic over there, and we just got finished playing St. Raymond's. We played St. Anthony last year. Tremendous basketball teams. It's not something that you cherish having to play, but it's going to be the only way you can find out how good you are. You got to play the best. And it's going to be a great tournament.
And in closing, we must give credit to Meredith Smith at Southern. And you got to be looking over your shoulder at these guys.
Well, I got to tell you this: I don't have to go but 2 miles to find tough competition. You don't have to go out of the city to find it. It's right down the street there.
Gentlemen, thank you. 2 guys who used to coach together at Edmondson High School when they first, I guess, started their coaching careers. We thank you for taking time on this busy Sunday. Best of luck in the future. And MB, best of luck, I guess, to you in trying to figure out who's the best high school team, the 82-83 team or the 91-92 Dunbar Poets. I'm not going to.
If they're not going to try and you're not going to try, I'm certainly not going to.
Dunbar met St. Raymond's of New York in the marquee matchup. The Poets putting their 53-game winning streak on the line. St. Raymond's a team loaded with talent. Kareem Reed, the steal and layup. St. Raymond's took the early lead. This game would eventually go into overtime. Keith Booth scored 35 for Dunbar. He hits this shot and scored the game winner. The Poets win 61-59 in overtime.
And I think it was a great gut check game for us. And they know that's a lot more of this is coming. And so we have to get ready and be ready in terms of it because everybody wants to knock off the top team. You know, if you win one game in the season and you beat Dunbar, your season's complete.
Lake Clifton bounced back from Tuesday's overtime loss to Malloy with a pair of wins at the function at the Junction. Last night, Kevin Norris poured in 29 to lead Lake past Walbrook. Walbrook got 30 from Andre Rufus. Still, Lake wins 103-87. At Boys Latin today, the finals of the Laker Invitational. Again, the title goes to Jim Doyle's Severn Admirals. Brad Fowler, the MVP for the second straight year. Severn wins 50-40, the second straight Laker tournament title. And back to Loyola High today. Jerry Savage's Dons took on Gonzaga. Wes Unseld Jr., back for his senior year, took it inside against Gonzaga's big men early. Kenny McFarland, the main man for Gonzaga, he scores here. Also hit 2 free throws late to win it, 49-48 Gonzaga. Girls ball this week, number 1 Western took on Walbrook in Tuesday's Charm City Classic. The Doves proved why they're number 1. 3 Western players scored in double figures, led by Chanel Wright and Tesha Tinsley. Kia Damon added 10. Western beats Walbrook 80-32. In the Greater Baltimore Women's Mixer, a double overtime game between 10th-ranked Mercy and number 8 Bryn Mawr. Keisha Ford led Bryn Mawr with 20, but in the second overtime, Gail Bell scored here for Mercy. The game winner, the Sharpshooters win 49-47.
The guys played a great game. They showed teammanship and sportsmanship. They played together. They just made Coppin proud of them.
Team has showed that we are definitely on the map.
The small State College on North Avenue in Baltimore is on the map thanks to a huge win by their basketball team. In fact, last night, Coppin did what no other Maryland college has done in more than 2 decades, beat the University of Maryland.
It gives us the kind of recognition as an institution that we have not gotten before. It's very difficult to get instant recognition with the curriculum or with the academic program.
But for today, academics took a back seat. Everybody on campus was thinking about their miraculous basketball team.
A few of the guys in my class, like Larry Stewart, and I read he had 18 points. You know, I get to sit beside my class. We get to talk about the game.
What about those players? Well, they've become instant celebrities on campus.
It was a big one for us, not only us, but for the school too, because now people recognize, they know who Coppin State is now.
And early in yesterday's paper, they had us as the mystery team, and we done a good job on the court, and we brought out it's no more mystery. Coppin is here.
What can one win by a basketball team really do for a small school seeking an identity? Has Coppin State now really been put on the map? Well, perhaps it'll be a while before we have the answers to those questions, but at least for today, the folks here believe that Coppin State has arrived. At Coppin State College, Horace Holmes, Channel 2 News.
All year, their goal was to win the MEAC tournament. Saturday night, it happened, and now the Coppin State Eagles are headed for an event that up until now has eluded all of Baltimore's collegiate basketball teams, the NCAA tournament. Today, it was picture-taking time for Coppin star basketball players.
It felt great, we deserved it. We worked hard all season, this was one of our goals.
It feels good to be a champion, especially representing Baltimore area, it feels good.
The college president noticed a different mood on campus today.
There's a level of joy on campus that's not ordinarily found, I suppose.
On Sunday, Coppin will find out who they'll face in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
We're just looking forward. It doesn't make a difference who we play. We just want to get a nice seated in a nice bracket and go out there and play.
Even though Coach Fang has given the team 4 days off, they'll have to spend it making up schoolwork they missed last week. Then on Thursday, it's back to practice to get ready for the first round of the NCAA tournament. At Coppin State, Sam Ringgold, Channel 2 News.
54-50, Coppin State on to the NCAA.
This is just great. I told a report last night, this is for Baltimore/Philadelphia because this is just, it's fun to go places and be noticed, for playing for Coppin State because I remember a couple years ago they never even noticed us at all.
You just can't describe the feeling. How hard we worked, and it finally came true. The feeling is hard to describe.
We don't really care who we play, and we're looking forward to be a part of that. It's nice to see our names in the 64-team bracket, and we're looking forward to that. And it comes down from the support from everybody, from our administration, the fans.
It means more to the school than to the team. I feel as though it's because of the fact that the school has very little publicity.
They represent the excellence that we're trying to get in all aspects of our college, and they've done a top job, and we're so proud of them.
We know what we have to do. We're going to show up. Whoever we play, wherever we have to go, we're going to be there, and we're going to do the things that we have to do to win. We're going to find a way, and I've said that I want to get there, but I also want to win a game, at least one game in the NCAAs, and that was my goal from the beginning, and there's no need to stray away from that now.
Got to get a better V cut than that. Clean on. Big work. Let him jump. No pressure. Jump. Get down to the punch region. Pressure, man.
We'll find out what type of motivator I might be this year, and I think that has a lot to do with the coaching, where I can maximize their talents and get the most out of them.
On the screen. Set them up. Take your time, set them up, and then come hard off the screen. That's it. Ball. Cut him up, Creek. Cut him up. No riding. Where's your man, Coleman? We're talking about you have no business. Get your foot back.
Of all the things you've accomplished over the years, and you've accomplished a lot, what are you the most proud of?
Well, I look at the situation with Larry Stewart making it to the NBA. The situation that I feel good about was how Larry Stewart grew as an individual, where he handled himself in public and just carried himself real well. And anytime we get an opportunity to be able to help young people in that area, I feel good about it.
You get put nothing into the bank. You take nothing out of the bank. And some of you are going to be very disappointed because you're going to lie the pie.
When you're on the road now recruiting, are kids aware of this program now?
At least we don't have the door shut on us. We get in the house right now, get an opportunity to talk to the parents and the kids, and the fact of Larry making the NBA it's going to help us in the long run.
Pick up. Give that, boys. Take the wing, Keith. The wing. That's it. Good job.
June 19th, 1986, 2 days after the Boston Celtics made him the #1 pick in the NBA draft, Leonard Bias died of a cocaine overdose.
I'm going to miss him, and I know everybody else here will too. And I really can't say a whole lot more except I love you, Leonard, and I miss you.
Bias's death triggered an upheaval in the Maryland basketball program that the folks at College Park are still trying to overcome. October 29, 1986, Lefty Drizel resigns as head coach after 17 years of service. One day later, Dunbar's Bob Wade replaced him.
I think of no other opportunity or none other opportunity could exist than to be given the opportunity to coach on the next level at the University of Maryland.
Wade coached 3 years at Maryland. He resigned this year in a cloud of NCAA controversy. On June 13th, Gary Williams, an ex-Maryland player, replaced him.
Carla Holmes, she hits from three-point range.
There was some good news for Terp fans. Last March, the Maryland women advanced to the Final Four. They lost to Tennessee in the semifinals, but a tremendous year for Chris Weller, Olympian Vicky Bullitt, and the Lady Terps. 1986 was memorable for Navy basketball fans. Led by David Robinson, they made the Eastern Regionals. Friday, March 21st, the Mids beat Cleveland State on this basket from Robinson. Navy lost to Duke 2 days later. 1 year later, Robinson was named the Collegiate Player of the Year, the first Navy player ever to earn the honor. And plenty of honors for the 1981 Mount St. Mary's basketball team. Jim Phelan's Mounties lost to Florida Southern in the Division II National Semifinals. Keith Mills for Channel 2 News.
Maryland truly does thrive on local sports, and for 75 years, WMAR has brought the news into your home, from film to video to tiny digital cards, over-the-air cable, satellite, and now streaming. And we'll keep moving forward, and remember to look back at the stories and the moments that made us all Maryland. We hope you have enjoyed this episode of the WMAR Vault, and we will see you soon. Hey, it's Jamie Costello. If you just enjoyed this episode of The Vault, you can check out more episodes by clicking on this box down here. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that circle, and that'll subscribe you to WMAR 2 News for great content every single day.